What's up, design family, and welcome back to another episode of Fit Design TV. So glad to have you back on the channel. On today's episode, we'll be looking at the importance of forming good bookkeeping habits when going into the fashion business. For any entrepreneur that's ever considered starting a fashion brand, this is definitely not going to be in the top 10 things that you've ever considered. But take it from someone who's made every mistake in the book when it comes to bookkeeping and just maintaining a ledger of your finances in general. This cannot be overstated. The importance of having a good and clear understanding of your day-to-day transactions is extremely important. Hey guys, and welcome to Fit Design TV. So glad to have you here. On this channel, we discuss all things sports fashion, graphic design, manufacturing, and technology. We'll discuss key topics, answer pressing questions, and provide actionable steps on starting your own product line. If you're interested in any of the above topics, stick around. You're in for a good one. At the end of the day, managing a strong and visible financial status and position of your company is extremely important if you have any hopes of achieving long-term success and growth within the fashion business. Believe me, I understand. As a creative, the act of bookkeeping can be extremely tedious and torturous. This is precisely why you have to put the effort in and actually pay it attention. We take our love and passion of business with the good and with the bad. So pretty much, on today's episode, I'll be running you through 7 key pieces of information that you should be collecting if you're looking to actually start to formulate actionable bookkeeping habits today. Before we get into it, what is bookkeeping? Well, in short, bookkeeping provides an overview of your company's day-to-day transactions. This is an absolutely crucial part of setting yourself up for a long-term financial and accounting success. Believe me when I say, if your bookkeeping is not in order, your accounting will follow, and this is definitely not going to be a position that you want to be in. When it comes to the 7 key pieces of information you should consider taking, we'll start off with one of the simplest: inventory. Every single product you have in your inventory is worth money. At the end of the day, it's an asset that you can sell off for revenue. Consider taking stock of the physical items in your inventory every couple of months to make sure that your totals are refreshed and are actually accurate. Number 2 is going to be accounts receivable. These are going to be all payments that you'll receive in the future, excluding any loans or investment funds. This is particularly important when the payments from your customers are actually not due immediately. Consider categorizing your accounts receivable by date, payee, and any other remarks that will actually help you locate and identify the source of the funds when looking back in the future. Number 3 is going to be your payroll expenses. These are the salaries that you pay for your employees or you pay to your employees in exchange for the services that they render to your business. These are going to include the cost of all insurance, taxes, social security payouts, so on and so forth. Also, it's extremely important to remember that freelancers are not considered full-time employees, and their payments will not actually be included in your payroll expenses. Number 4 is going to be your accounts payable. This is going to refer to the upcoming payment schedule of all future payments. These are going to cover things like your rent, your utilities, and any other future payments you have to make. So you can actually consider sorting out your accounts payable by date, payee, and if a check is actually used, you can even include the check number. I'd recommend you can actually even go ahead and bookmark your accounts payable by 2 specific dates: the due date and the penalties deadline date. So the latest possible date that you can pay off this account payable without incurring any penalties on the payment. Number 5 is going to be your cash. This is going to be a record of all your cash receipts and your cash payments. This is going to include things like your bank deposits and your withdrawals within your bank's cash account. Number 6 is going to be your sales. This is the revenue you make from selling your products. Make sure that you're recording your sales on a consistent and timely basis. This is extremely important for analyzing your financial status down the line. Number 7 is going to be your purchases. This is the cost of any items that you actually end up buying specifically for the business. This is going to be an absolutely key component of calculating your company's gross profit down the line. Well, that is it, guys. That is a wrap on today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know it was a little bit more of a technical episode, but should have given you the intro necessary for you guys to do your own bookkeeping research and to start to develop your bookkeeping habits further. Actually, I may end up doing another episode in the future on accounting practices when it comes to a fashion brand. So if this is something you're interested in, consider smashing a thumbs up. Let me know that this is something you'd like to see, and I'll definitely put it down the line. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fit Design TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.